Was good, y'all? StudioSounds.com back with a brand new video. So I'm going to be doing just a quick beat breakdown slash little mini tutorial on a beat that I made. This is a beat that I made after listening to Travis Scott's album. I thought the album was really good, but I kind of wanted that kind of darker trap style stuff that Travis Scott was kind of known for a while. So after listening to the album, which I actually think is a pretty good album, this is basically what I kind of came back to the studio and made. So I want to just kind of break down what I made for you guys. We'll be doing these a lot more often, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It'll help us a ton. Without further talking, let's go ahead and take a listen to the beat first. And basically it just kind of goes on from there, repeating different patterns, doing different drops and whatnot. So let's go ahead and walk through the beat real quick. On pattern 3, there's a couple of sounds in here that I used, which are from Muddy Cups The Refill Volume 2, which isn't released yet, but will be soon on StudioSounds.com, so keep that in mind. There's also a couple of different little drums that I use that aren't on the site yet, but will be as we kind of perfect these kits. So the first sound that I used is from Muddy Cups The Refill Volume 2, like I said, and it's 114, The Melancholy Mood. And here's what sounds like, just a soft, nice pad. So just play 2 chords with it. So I thought that sounded good, but I wanted to add more to it. Obviously, layering is key. So I added another pad, the Motion Pad 3, which has a little bit more going on. It adds an interesting texture to this without kind of overcomplicating. I'm basically just replaying the same chords I used up here, down here. So then the next thing I added is from the same bank again, and it's the BA Next Decade Kick Sub. When we make these banks, when we actually select a style, whether it's The Weeknd, Metro Boomin, or whoever, we always work with our sound designer to first kind of get their key sounds into the bank. So if they're kind of known for certain stuff, we make sure we get those sounds in there, and then the rest is just new, all original stuff that kind of fits their mood. So you have, you know, brand new sounds to choose from, so you're not reusing stuff that other people are using, if that makes sense. And this is one of the sounds that we have in here, and it's just a nice little sub bass with a nice little delay on it. Just sounds different than the norm that you'll hear out here, but still kind of fits the style. And then the next sound I added in here, I felt like it needed kind of like a melody top line, so I had this sound called PD Throb Vocals from the same bank again, and just basically added a couple notes, 4 notes basically repeating. And I thought all that sounded good, but it needed just kind of like a heavy low end bass synth, because Travis Scott, you know, uses a lot of that in his music. So I went to EXO The Madness Volume 1, and I grabbed the BA Analog Bass 1 from the Massive VST and added that to the bottom end, just playing the root notes of the chords. Now this next little section over here, on pattern 6, we just have a little drum pattern, and this is from, these 3 sounds are from a new kit coming out. So just a snare, a hat, and kind of like an effects type sound. And then I stacked this little kind of synth string, which is kind of like a synth string hit. Kind of like a trap sound, but I used basically just 1 note to kind of thicken this little chant or kind of effect sound up. Okay, and then on top of that, I layered this little vocal from the Beat Generals Chance Kit, and I believe this is from the free ones from BeatGenerals.com as well. And basically just a nice little kind of lo-fi type chant with a delay and a reverb on it, and it's kind of like one of those sounds where you're not really sure what's going on, if it's like younger kids or whoever's kind of making this sound, which kind of gives it that horror type feel, which fits kind of that Travis Scott vibe. So when you add that to the mix, it kind of sounds like this. So the next thing it drops into is the actual verse. So we basically just took this, subtracted the 2 bass synths and kept this for the first part of the verse. Then we added an 808. The 808 is on pattern 7. And this is from the Perfect Weekend drum kit, this particular 808. And here's what it sounds like, just a nice fat kind of heavy 808. So just have a couple slides programmed in there to kind of match what's going on. On pattern 5, we have our kick, just a nice heavy kick. Actually, not so much heavy as it is just punchy and round, so complements that 808 very well. Up here, just a little perk from the Foundation series that we have on StudioSounds.com, which is a bunch of different perk effects. For the most part, I believe that's gonna cover the verse, except we have these couple of hats in here. So these are from the Trap Fever kit, all 3, and the clap as well. So I like this kind of hat just because it kind of had like a more of a live type feel, than combining it with the more 808 hat, just kind of have the new with the familiar. So this hat kind of being the new and this being kind of the familiar, what you're used to hearing in trap music. This is the snare, as I told you guys before. Then on 7 we have Massive, and I have this little keyboard piano, and then I added a guitar rig, a delay, and a parametric EQ. Just kind of cut the low end to get this kind of heavy guitar type sound. Travis Scott is kind of known for having, you know, kind of more upbeat, crazy type sections of his beats, and then parts where it kind of breaks down into a more open and ambient type feel. So this was kind of gonna be used in a little section that was a little bit more ambient, but here's what it sounds like by itself. So just a really cool sounding guitar, piano-ish type sound, a little mix. Then just another hat. Obviously kind of sounds a little bit different, a little bit more live. Just kind of continue adding different textures and variations in here. Then we have all the chant that I already showed you guys. This is just a transition effect, so a riser to kind of build some energy as we're transitioning from sounds. And this is from the Good Book, Volume 1. And then we just have a nice heavy crash type sound, trap crash, nothing you guys haven't heard before. And that pretty much covers the beat. So when everything kind of comes together, this is what it sounds like. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll have more of these coming. Let us know what you think of the beat, what you'd like to see covered. Until next time, StudioSounds.com.